Hi, babies. It's BB, and I got some shit for y'all today. But I'm iconic! All right, the micro fascination of the day is the 1999 Rosie O'Donnell Barbie by Mattel, and it is the first curvy Barbie that was ever released by Mattel. And I don't know. I'm going to have to fact check this later, but I believe this is the first canonically lesbian. I know it's by Mattel. I know there's another lesbian doll that came out, but this is one of the first lesbian dolls that came out. And that's really rad, and we're going to get into it today. So picture it. The year is 1998, and I am a little itty bitty gay baby. And every day when I get out of school, I go to my mom's antique store and I hang out in the back room. And I watch all kinds of daytime television. Judge Judy, Maury Povich, Jenny Jones, Sally Jesse Raphael, like all that stuff was coming on. And it was all kinds of dreck. It was like my favorite episodes, like, you know, we have the Out of Control Teen and we have like Paternity Test Day on Maury Povich, but I always really got into My Mom Dresses Too Sexy. I'm going to have to make a video about that from another day. I'm getting way off track. Anyway, my favorite show to watch when I got off, and the one that my mom was okay with me watching, was the Rosie O'Donnell Show. And the Rosie O'Donnell Show ran throughout the 90s. It's spectacular. It still holds up. I've recently started watching old episodes from like 1996 to like 2001. And she was truly doing something revolutionary back then. I mean, she wasn't outwardly saying she was a lesbian yet, but you've got a queer woman who's funny, who's not at all concerned with the male gaze. And she, God, it just sucks because she was constantly having to defend her size or reference her size in some kind of way. But she was super covert about helping out other gay celebrities. You can see her interview with Ellen and other queer celebrities that would come on there. She was really good about like having the conversation with them in front of people at home who were watching. So Rosie O'Donnell was really radical in the 90s because she was more or less flagging her audience. She was like, hey, y'all, do you like Barbra Streisand? Do you like show tunes? Do you like loud, brassy women who don't give a fuck what men think about them? Do you like someone who steps out and talks about the need for gun control in the country? Do you like someone to have any kind of perspective about why you should leave gay people alone? Rosie was doing that in the daytime on television, and I unfortunately got to grow up in the 2000s where people were just dog walking her left and right. And it seemed like her only offense was not making herself look presentable to men. Because I look at Rosie O'Donnell and I don't understand where all of the shame came from the media about her size. I mean, not that being big is a crime, but she wasn't even that big. And I think she's beautiful. When I see Rosie O'Donnell, I see my face. I see my mom's face. I see all kinds of women's faces. And the fact that we weren't ready to have that conversation, or maybe we would only be ready to start talking about fat women and whether or not they were allowed to be front and center. It's like you had to kind of either like sort of apologize for it and make jokes about it and be everyone's best friend, or you had to be just like a particularly beautiful, glamorous fat woman to get away with it. And there's something about, I'm a musician, I'm a theater person, I'm a stand-up comic, I'm a speaker, I'm an interviewer, and seeing that woman on my screen in the back of that little room when I was a kid truly blew my mind. And I didn't even know it at the time, but I saw myself in her. And I saw a woman that was willing to talk to me on my level and also be kind of a grown-up and be brassy and not really give a And then as I got older, I got to watch her truly develop not giving a fuck. If you followed Rosie, I really am not getting to the doll and just talking about how much I love Rosie O'Donnell. I found out recently, and this excited me because you never know with your lesbian idols or your queer idols from your youth how they're going to feel about trans women. You just never know. And I always loved that Rosie O'Donnell kept her ear to the ground on queer media that was like more covert. I mean, she brought Taboo to the U.S., the Boy George musical about Lee Bowery. And y'all can say what you want. That's fierce. And then she also brought Harriet the Spy to the conversation, which people don't really know this about Harriet the Spy, and I might make another series about this altogether. Harriet the Spy was written by like a genderqueer female writer, who was sapphic, and she came from this perspective where she was born into a great deal of privilege, but her family never really accepted her, and so she wrote these heartbreaking stories about being a child and living in a world where you couldn't really trust parents. It was like a femme queer eye to Roald Dahl. So Rosie O'Donnell has always been with the shit, but you never know. You never know what your idols are going to be like in the cold, hard light of 2025. But thankfully, my friend Chiquitita, Cheeky, she's doing this incredible show for Edinburgh Fringe that is about her drag mother, who's a trans woman that lived through the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and passed away in the last several years. I'll include the information to make sure I'm not like a total ignorant asshole about it. Rosie O'Donnell went to go see the show and sang its praises and posed next to my friend Cheeky. And yeah, I say friend liberally. We've shared space several times, and she's very friendly. And she made this incredible, thought-provoking piece of theater about the lived experience of trans women. And Rosie O'Donnell endorsed it, and totally. And it is a sad state of affairs that in 2025, merely standing next to a trans person and saying she did a good job is an act that's considered radical, but it is. It is. So let's get into the doll. This doll was manufactured in 1999, and I was able to get one because my mom's antique store, people would bring in their like collectibles all the time. So I probably got this pretty shortly after it had been on the shelves. And I think my mom understood how much I loved Rosie O'Donnell, and like I think the other dealers in the store would hear me like laughing, and I would like run out to the front to tell my mom all about how much I loved it. And so then one day I finally got one, and this was so cool because at the time she had a book called Kids Are Punny, and it was like a kid's joke book, and I really liked that. My dad was a stand-up comic, so like I really liked the idea of like going on stage and being a comedian. So this was one of my favorite dolls. And it's a shame they didn't take this moment to use the Kirby mold, because I'm going to show y'all when I open it up. But this was like the original like Kirby plus size, and I'm going to say in a lot of ways it's more boundary pushing than the one they'd inevitably come up with. And I love Kirby Barbie. This is not a video where Mattel catches strays. I am so tired of seeing people dragging my mother, Barbara Millicent Rogers, online. Roberts. Ooh. I am so tired of seeing people drag my mother, Barbara, online and try to say that she's not chic and glamorous and all that. I love Kirby Barbie. However, this one, I mean, her neck is thicker, her face is rounder. She looks like Rosie O'Donnell, and she looks like somebody who's plus-sized. It's more of a variation. I like the idea that we could have more than one Kirby Barbie. But we weren't ready. It was 1999. It was a different time. So unfortunately, they never made anything else for this body type. They didn't make any other clothes that she could fit on it. I mean, imagine me just like stretching out all my Barbie clothes. Like I remember like specifically I would like put the Spice Girl clothes on this Barbie and just stretching the out. But she looked so chic. I just thought even back then, like, no, Rosie is allowed to look hot. I thought she was great as Betty Rubble. Not all men. I have to bleep all of that, don't I? This is YouTube. Okay, anyway. Let's get into the doll. So this one was really cool because the back of it could turn into a set for the show. And you know my little gay got into that, honey. Everybody was coming on Rosie's show up in my doll chest. Everybody was on Rosie's show. The Spice Girls. The Spice Girls never made it on the actual Rosie O'Donnell show, but the Spice Girls were absolutely on the one in my doll closet. So I got this off eBay, and it looks like they've already done me the favor of taking off all the tape, which is fierce because I don't even like that. I think they used to make these things easier to get into back in the day. Nowadays, they play all kinds of games in our face. Oh, this is actually fierce. I don't know if this is what it was like when you got it. The collector that I got it from. Oh, this has never been opened. Oh, this is absolutely ferocious. Okay, so we're going to get into that. But on this side, Isn't that so cute? And I'll be watching the Rosie show. I might display this. I might even display this. That is so. This is today cute. Like if you had a talk show, and it's even got the lights up here. If you had a talk show and they made a doll of you, and then the package could turn into a diorama, that's beyond. Y'all didn't deserve Rosie. Okay, so first things first. On the real list, things fall out of hands in packages over the years. She's got this little microphone. We're going to make sure I don't lose that because that's actually fierce. She didn't even hold a microphone on her show, but I get it. Little kids want to play the microphone. So this is that good old school 90s packaging in the back. The thing to remember about this doll. Oh, some Assamer. Oh, nasty. Has that been there the whole time? Okay, so here's some Assamer for you. This doll is notable for having just like rock hard gelled hair. You're going to see it when I pull it out. And basically, I've had this doll time and time again. They're not super expensive to get on eBay. Some people, if you ever see one of these for like a whole lot of money, someone is tripping. Love you, Ro. You probably know that your Barbie don't sell like that. But Barbies don't sell like that. There's this movie that I'm not supposed to talk about that Rosie O'Donnell was in. And I love Rosie O'Donnell. No. Because I want her to see this. Maybe I'll put this on the Patreon. No, I can't talk about. We're not going to talk about. Okay. I got one arm free. So I don't know if anybody knows, but Rosie O'Donnell was on The View for a while. And they used to just, they like to be messy on The View. Barbara Walters is famously very messy. Is Barbara Walters still doing The View? Dead. Barbara Walters is dead. Gag on it. Okay, so I won't get in trouble for saying nothing about Barbara Walters. I'm pretty sure she's dead. Let me double check. Check if Barbara Walters is dead. She died in 2022, so it's safe to talk about her. Okay, so she's famously a and you can actually see that if you look at the way she interviews people. She's kind of nasty. She's kind of nasty with it, and like she was also pretty like, she was not really with gay people. She was like apparently off camera she was friends with gay people, but then like on camera she'd be acting like whoa. So I mean, but apparently the set of The View. And for those that don't know, because some of you children really do not know until someone tells you, The View is this talk show where women all get together and they just be talking. I'm not trying to transplain too much to you. But basically, Barbara Walters ran it forever and ever. And the whole situation was just that you got a whole bunch of women with vastly different political opinions sitting at the table, screeching at one another. And the problem is that they would always just get some blonde conservative girl who didn't know nothing from nothing. And I am not even going to talk about Meghan McCain, her crazy ass homosexual hairdo. She really thought she was doing something. She a lesbian? Meghan McCain. No, that's John. I'm thinking who the one who was the vice president? No. Dick Cheney. His daughter's a lesbian. Meghan McCain just dressed like that. I'm going to fact check all that. Anyway, before all that, there was this young woman named Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and she was on Survivor, and she had a bad attitude. She was always, I'm not trying to be sexist when I say this, homegirl was always running her mouth and had an annoying voice. I'm sorry, Elizabeth, I said it. You were hella annoying on The View. Some old tea, some 20-year-old tea. Elizabeth Hasselbeck, you were annoying on The View. Okay, and then Kathy Lee Gifford was on there or whatever. Anyway, I am not telling an accurate... Oh, look at this. I'm not telling an accurate story about Rosie O'Donnell on The View right now because I'm distracted by this. If y'all really want to know about it, I'll make another damn video. But basically, she got into the girl's face, and she used to always talk about Donald Trump, and she said some shit about Charleston Heston. Basically, my mother, Rosie, got on television every day and started some shit with somebody, and that's something to celebrate. Anyway, remember when I was telling you earlier about how she made a joke book? You could get the second version of the joke book inside. You see that? That's her little joke book. It was funny. She was also always making jokes, talking about how much she was in love with Tom Cruise. Miss Thing, have we ever conceived that maybe she was reading Tom Cruise? She was like, Miss Thing, come here. She didn't know how serious the Scientology was, I bet. Nobody could have ever predicted. All right, so I finally got my mother free from the shackles. Hi, Mom. And they used to do this thing where they used to use threads, like actual threads to like keep their legs together and stuff. I'm really not trying to drag Mattel today, but she's not that girl. So you can see the box here. Lord have mercy, this takes me back. Let's get into it. Oh, Lord, because look, they got the threads hanging off the back of her head. That's crazy. So you can look, and this one's never been out of the box. So full disclosure, I bought this so I could take this jacket and put it on the BB Deluxe doll that I'm using for the lyric video for my song Plaything that just came out. Hope you guys get into it. That's my zhush. Plaything by BB Deluxe. It's everywhere. So that's why I got this suit. And just get into the diva. First of all, you hoes could never, and you currently don't. Oh, she also comes with a microphone. And the microphone is fierce. Even though she doesn't have articulation like that to get it anywhere near her mouth, but it is fierce. Get into her. Get into her. Y'all, please get into her. Get the into her. Okay. So, this hair is hard as a rock. Like, you can't even do nothing with it. Maybe I'll wash it. Give Rosie a new do, because I'm basically stealing her outfit. So, let me know if you want to see me give Rosie a makeover. I'll put her in some real good looking hoe shit. Rosie, you gonna like it. Rosie O'Donnell, if you see this and you're like, why did that transsexual woman dress up my doll so fierce? And it's like, because you were nice to my friend who's transsexual. And this is how we say we love you, girl. I was told recently that we're not supposed to Photoshop people's heads on Nicki Minaj's body. So I'm just going to let every diva I worship from here on out know I might do some weird with your image. Please don't take it personal. I fucking love y'all. Rosie O'Donnell, thank you for being a funny lesbian on television who loved whimsy and took care of other gay people and took care of children and didn't give no about what no man had to say about her. So let's get into the outfit. Zhush. Okay, so they do this thing where they didn't want kids taking the suit off, or they wanted to look good in the package. But now come on now, how you gonna have listen? So we're gonna snip these little threads here, and we're just gonna get into it. Now I don't hate this outfit. I don't know if y'all were expecting me to read nobody, but I was. And keep in mind, this is Playline. So this was designed for children to play with. It wasn't a collector line. It was designed because she marketed a lot of her material towards kids. The Rosie O'Donnell show was a family show, and Elmo was frequently up in that. She hosted the Kids' Choice Awards. This made perfect sense. A wholesome lesbian icon for your nerve. More respect on the name Rosie O'Donnell Barbie. So we're going to show you the outfit. Look at that. Tell me you wouldn't get into it. If Rosie O'Donnell in 1999 came up to you with the white t-shirt, sleeves rolled up, and the blazer hanging over the back of her shoulder, smelling like good cologne, I would come on. A successful woman, a philanthropist, somebody funny and sensitive, takes care of children. I love you, Rosie. I would let you mentor me. It's not like that, but let me tell you. All right. So then this is what's fierce about Mattel back in the day is all the clothes were removable. Well, they done sewed some of it shut. I guess they didn't want all the children playing with it, but toys are meant to be played with. Toys are meant to be played with. Me too. All right, so these are just little threads. They come right out because they're designed to keep the package looking good. That's something they did back then. All right, so then each of these pieces comes directly off. And now the t-shirt and the pants are connected together. because they just didn't want to give my girl separates. It's fine. But here's the other gag. Now, I'm going to undress you, Rosie. I'm so sorry, dear heart. I'm so sorry to do this to you. I just want to show them what they got. So I love this body. I'm obsessed with this body. Oh, here's another thing. Playline toy with sneakers and socks. I'm not trying to drag Mattel today, but you are not getting this kind of quality control. You're not. You're just not. And it's because the times, they are a-changing. Okay. Look at this. Let me see. Can I cover up? Let me cover up her choach. It's a plastic doll. Okay, so I love this body. I'm not trying to be funny. This is what my body looks like. High key, my body don't look that different. I mean, my booty might go out a little bit more, but not by much. See, we need to put respect on this doll's name. I'm gonna cover her up though. I feel a little guilty having her all hanging out. I'm gonna give her a little freak outfit. Hold up. I'm gonna go give her a little freak outfit. 1 second. Okay, I decided I'm just going to give her a makeover. I don't care if y'all want it. So commence, shake down. The Dragulator is ready. And here's Rosie XEX. Get into it. This is Rosie if she was about the shit. This is Rosie DJing at Boiler Room. This is Rosie. This isn't what Rosie in real life would get into. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know my lesbian mother. But this is Fierce. And this is me if I was Rosie, going to the club, DJing. I got to take off that fur coat when I get up in the DJ booth, but she looks good underneath it. It's too fab for y'all. Okay, well, me and I guess she went from being my mother to my daughter. Me and my gay daughter, Rosie. We'll see y'all later. Get into it, babies. This has been BB.
Cutie patootie!
And that was BB Deluxe, the most famous woman you haven't heard of yet. If you enjoyed today's program, you already know what it gives. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're thinking to yourself, no, BB, I want to throw dollars at your big, funky body, head on over to patreon.com/BBDeluxe, and you can join my exclusive Patreon feed. All right, babies, this has been BB.